what does an AI qualification mean at the moment?
Yeah.
What does that actually mean? Does it, because it's ever evolving, isn't it? I mean, it's evolving so quickly at the moment that is that qualification almost out of date the moment it's been awarded?
Hello and welcome to the Test Community Network. I hope you're safe and well. I'm showing you that clip because it was from last week, but it was an excellent interview with Christina, and I had a minor technical issue that meant it wasn't shared out as part of LinkedIn. Now, a lot of people have liked and loved it and saw the version on YouTube that I shared immediately, but I just wanted to bring that interview back out. And Christina does a fantastic job of just explaining all the challenges that organizations are facing in terms of AI, and we explored the kind of the evolving skill set in terms of what she's seeing in applications coming through, how candidates and organizations are using AI to either screen or submit examinations, things where they're doing it well, some of them are doing badly. And we also just looked about where that future is. The industry is a very kind of human-led future, but we wanted to just understand how it's going to impact the roles and jobs that we have within the assessment and awarding space. So as ever, anything you could like on here, so you can go to the Test Community Network and watch that previous episode, so you can find it there. Anything you like and love, go to the Test Community Network, and from everything else you've seen, you'll find it all in an easy to access place. You can also subscribe for free and you receive a lovely email through that will contain lots of information, news, podcasts, events that I guarantee you will have missed from your social media platforms this week. Now, we're going to get into a bit of a kind of, I'm going to take you in a place that you may want to go, may not want to go. So we're going to look at using a particular product for tutoring in tests. But let's just look at some of the events that are coming up. We've got AI for teachers and tools for smarter planning to automate assessment design. That's on the 3rd of July. We have Cirrus Roundtable. So Cirrus, one of the kind of main players within the assessment platform space. They've got a financial testing challenge as part of a roundtable. We have interim formative assessment training summer series. So if you're interested in that, then please check that out. We also have the E-Assessment Association's special interest group for global medical and healthcare assessment. So this is a new group that's been set off. The team have this new kind of stream going through the conference for healthcare, and obviously it's a big area for assessment and the opportunities of using technology in there. So worth checking that out if you're interested. We've got the Right View. So this is Paul's work, some really interesting work around the assessment and AI innovations, fairness, practical considerations. So if you're interested in that, it's worth having a look at that. And then AI's impact on assessment culture, driving exam innovation and integrity. That's on the 16th of July. So don't worry if you're listening on the podcast. Go to the website, you can find those. Now let's have this put up. So something may have kind of slipped through the radar that you may have not seen before. So I'm going to go to this and go to switch here. This is Copilot Pro. So license sign up, £19 a month. You can have access to this. And what they've added into it is a feature very similar to the operator feature. Now, I've not tried the operator feature yet because we don't have access to it here in the UK. It's only been on trial in America, whereas this particular one is now available to people anyway. I think you have to sign up to the labs to access it, but it's called Actions, basically hands-off everyday tasks. So effectively, you can give it instructions for it to undertake by logging into a browser and performing something. Now, what I've done is I have a sample test. I've got some knowledge here that's only I know. So effectively think about this as specialist domain knowledge within the space. So my favorite color, my favorite food, my favorite TV program. And I've put in there the code for the test, and I've given it the instructions to basically proceed as much as possible through the exam without asking my guidance or advice. So basically answer the questions as much as possible. So let's hit, make sure our actions is go. Yeah, we're going to hit go and watch it undertake this test. Now, we'll let that just run for a minute, but I'm going to kind of explain my logic and thinking behind showing this. So obviously one of the concerns is that AI, if it can get into your test environment, then it can kind of infiltrate and corrupt your test experience. I'm just going to tweak that just slightly so you can see the the instructions just there. There we go. There you go. So you can see that a bit more. So you can see down the right-hand side, it's got the it's thinking, it's logic as it's going through. And what I've done is I've created this fake test delivery engine. I did it as part of my cheating webinar that I shared a few weeks ago with some test content in there. And I've given it, obviously, instructions to take this test. The logic comes from the idea that if AI can get in as part of the exam, then it can infiltrate your exam and perform the exam for you or aid the candidate in taking the test. Some interesting tools are kind of, I think Cluely is one that's come out recently. This was a chap who was at Colorado University, I think, who got booted out because he created a cheating app, and now he's created this cheating tool that sits on top of things, and you can see, and it'll help you guide it through. If you've got a screen recorder in there or a second camera as part of your online proctoring setup for a student, then you're going to see that kind of stuff. What I built with with Replit was a tool that could run on a different computer, and as long as it got access to the delivery device, so if you imagine you have a laptop taking the examination, and it's just going to work. Oh, there we go. Yes. So it's asking me to continue on that. Sorry, I don't know why that dropped off. So I've said yes. So it's basically asking me, does it want me to proceed? So it's going to do that and proceed. Apologies. Anyway, so as long as if AI can basically see your exam screen, and with this Replit tool that I built, it was able to take screenshots of the candidate screen. The questions are on there, send them off to an AI model saying, if there's a question here, give me the answer to it, and feed that information back. Now we can see now this has started taking the test for us. So in the previous test that I did earlier, I didn't have to do anything. It did all it didn't even ask me kind of confirmation, but it does seem to have a wobble about whether or not it wants me to proceed on with terms and conditions. But apart from me just saying yes on that, it's now taking the questions for you and interacting for me in the test. In the version that I built with Replit, that would be feeding the answer options in through audio, or as the modification I made, it was sending me buzzes in my body for A, B, C, etc., using a pair of headphones. And this is really simple tech to do, because you can naturally language chat with Replit to build something that would screen read and tell you the answers. And you can then deploy it onto a server, very straightforward. Just click deploy, and it's on a server. And then if you're able to share the screen of the exam into the exam platform, into your another computer, then it will be able to pick that up and relay the answers to you. And simple tech, £12 for a 1 in 2 out splitter, and maybe another tenner for a capture card just sitting on the device, and it would do that for you. This is doing everything for me. This is a Microsoft product that's available that I can get it doing things. I got it to sign up to the Assessment Association for me the other day. I just gave it some details, told me who I was, the email address, who I work for, what I was interested in, and said just go and sign up for the Assessment Association, and it did that for me. Maybe the first automated person to actually sign up for the Assessment Association. I don't know, maybe. Now this is an interesting one. This is a slightly more complicated one. So they're all multiple choice. Let's see how it gets on with this one here, because in a test I did earlier, it got 2 of them right, but didn't get all of them right. So let's just have a look. So I can't quite remember if these are the right answers at all. What is missing on this is some simple instructions in terms of just clarification. So I wonder if it would do a better job. Well, that's interesting. It's gone there. Let's see if it gets the rest right. We'll see at the end how many it got right in there. Because obviously I put this one in. Sorry, for the people on the podcast, this is a matching question type. So the other question types it's been taken have been simple multiple choice, A, B, C. This one you've got to match the answers up. So it's seeing that there's a list of answer options on the left and a list of answer options to the right, and it's making judgment calls as to them. And it's gone next. So it's kind of done some and then moved on. We'll see how many it got right in there. And now it's back on with the simple questions. Now, these are simple questions. And tests that I've done so far with these and tests that others have done, in very complicated exams, it's getting about 80% correct. And obviously you can, if you build in, I've effectively done a RAG model here, that kind of retrieval augmented system, where I've added in some data at the start. So the personal questions about my first car, Peugeot, that was added in. So if you were doing an exam, let's say you'd been trained on a particular skill, there was no information on large language models about that, or it was very contextually driven, then if you can feed that information as part of an exam, then it can, effectively it can learn off that knowledge. So it's like adding a USB stick to the brain full of knowledge. So we're on 15 already. We're going to see in a second how well it did. Going quite pleased. Apart from that, obviously me saying, yeah, I want you to start the exam. It's done a reasonable job at this. Favorite book, fever pitch, perfect. Sorry, not favorite book, first book. There we go. And we'll see what the scores have come up with. I'd be interested to see how it did on that. Last one. What do you think my favorite food is? It's fish and chips. There we go. Do love fish and chips, but I'm a Yorkshireman, so there we go. So we've put that in there, and it didn't get any of the equation population one right there. Let's have a look. So I can take control. Is the only thing is it's hard to see that taking control. But 16 out of 17, not bad at all. Obviously, there was some knowledge items in there, an easy test. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this. So if you do want to kind of try it out, you can get Copilot Pro for free as part of a trial. After that, it's £19 a month. And obviously, don't put in there anything you don't want sharing on a large language model. But yeah, interesting innovation, interesting feature. It might save you some time in other work, but also how it could be used potentially for cheating tests. Right, that's it from me this week. I'll be back with more next week. And take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you, and bye-bye.